Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our new series of YouTube podcasts. I'm Chelsea, the student ambassador at Inforens, and today we have Yamin from Warwick Business School, and I'm sure you guys are very, very excited to find out what she has to say. So let's jump right in. Hello, Yamin. First of all, thank you so much for being a guest on our podcast. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, Chelsea. Hi, guys. So I'm Yamin. I'm currently studying MSc Management in Warwick Business School here in Coventry, UK. And before that, I did my undergrad from Ramjas College, University of Delhi, and I did BCom program. Yes, and now I'm here.
Doing MSc Management at Warwick.
Yes.
There are so many study destinations to choose from. There's like Canada, US, New Zealand, all of these places. Is there a specific reason for why you chose the UK?
To be very frank, I think I always wanted to come to the UK, and since I started studying commerce, and then like BCom in undergrad, and then and I eventually decided I want to do management. I thought studying in the UK would be the best place because you know how UK is like renowned for like all its prestigious colleges, and since Coventry being so near from London, the financial hub, I think there'll be so many opportunities for me to learn here, learn from like all the places here. You know how all the big companies are here and just the vibes.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
nice.
I think like because Coventry is not that far from London
Yeah.
as well, it's also like a really good place for you to like explore and
Oh,
find opportunities
definitely.
because London is such a big city and it is a financial hub for a reason, and there's like countless opportunities here. And I think that Coventry is at a very good advantage because it's not that far off
Yeah.
at the same time. It's also like really good if you want to like just have like a nice
You
weekend
should come over.
getaway.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it's like nice little small little
Yeah,
countryside
vibe, yeah.
but at the same time, London is like right
Yeah.
there.
So if you wanna feel if you wanna explore the city and all of that, you can like come here for shopping and all that.
Yeah, definitely, which I think is amazing. I think it's best of both worlds.
Also, like answering to your questions, I think UK has one of the best colleges in terms of like the FT rankings, the QS rankings, and also in terms of like if you're asked to people who actually study here, I think they would like have the same response.
Definitely, I completely agree with that as well. So I think UK is at a very good advantage with all of these things as well. You mentioned that you're doing MSc Management at Warwick, right? Which I saw that was first in the UK and 80th in the world for its MSc Management program, which you're doing right now. And I can't imagine how hard that must have been. I like to think about getting into such a prestigious business school. So, what according to you were like some things that helped you get in, like in terms of grades, extracurriculars, and also what do you think? How do you think an individual who's applying to Warwick Business School should go about this application process?
So, reflecting back to the question that I just answered about how I always wanted to study in the UK, I think I had a solid plan since high school that I would want to go to this college in this country. So, because of that, because I planned in advance, I think the process was, I wouldn't say simpler, but I had a vision. So, it made the entire process a little bit more seamless. So, in terms of what I did to get here, I think in high school I participated in a lot of extracurricular activities, say it in terms of like sports and all of that. And during the pandemic, I did few internships and also worked with an NGO. And I think that was really good for an application. And
Wow.
also like while balancing my grades.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. So it's like you have to have a very holistic approach.
Yeah.
I don't think like just marks would do it or
Definitely,
like just
yes.
internships would do it. I think like even if not excelling in all of that, like having a good
Balance.
balance and an overall experience and everything, I think that really helps.
Yeah. I think also the other thing is that like you had like a clear plan of where you wanted to go.
I'm so glad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad as well because I think that's very important to know where you want to go. You know, you have a clear plan and you can do the preparation based on that
Yeah.
because you knew you wanted to. UK was your preferred destination that you wanted to come and study here. So I'm sure that that really helped you to make that decision as well. So if you're someone who's like thinking about it, and I think it's like having a solid plan is very important as well.
And
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, I think I forgot to answer the application part. So I think with Warwick application, you should treat it as any other like pretty good ranking university. And as I mentioned, having like a really holistic approach and planning. I think planning is like the must, like knowing how you're gonna do it, what you're gonna do it, even though it's imperfect. Like just having a plan, I think that really helps.
Yeah, definitely as well. because I know for a lot of students, like it can be so overwhelming because there's so many destinations to choose from, especially for me as well. I wasn't sure that I wanted to go to the UK as well, and I'm sure a lot of you are in that position as well. So at Inference, we have the application form filling. So we have a group of experts. You can talk to them, you can tell them about your preferences, and then we can find a suitable destination for you. We also help with application form filling because I know that there can be a lot of different forms. Different universities have different requirements, and I'm sure that can get very, very overwhelming. So we can do that for you as well. And I'm sure that would be very, very helpful and can be like a seamless process for you guys. So make sure to go and check that out on the offerings page at Inference. Were you the kind of person that knew people before you came here? Like, did you have seniors who went to the same business school, or like, how did that work for you?
Honestly, I didn't know them, but I connected to a lot of people on LinkedIn before coming here, a lot. And then I asked a lot of questions to them, and they were very helpful. Like shout out to them, they were actually
Yeah.
very helpful. But I wanted, of course, like I wanted to ask like really personal questions in terms of like I don't know, like a little bit like very basic questions, and I don't want to like put myself as if like I don't know anything. So I think yeah, they were really helpful, but I would want maybe a little bit of personal touch, like
Definitely.
someone I could ask just anything, because at the end of the day, are also just strangers on LinkedIn, right? So like
Definitely,
there's
yeah.
only so much I can
Yeah.
ask them,
Yeah.
and there's
There's
only
no
so much,
yeah.
yeah, there's no
Yeah.
like personal touch, and there's only so much they could answer. Yes, so yes, I did connect, but again, I think I would have wanted like a friend, sort of someone who could like really guide me to the entire process of just in terms of knowing the job prospects or like even like basic stuff like what should I get, what should I not, because I didn't get a lot of essentials here. So I did like struggle, but then I think it would have been so seamless if someone just told me like just get it. That would have been so much easier.
Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely agree with that as well, because I know a lot of students, they just connect with people on LinkedIn, and I know it can be very helpful. They are like the kindest people, definitely. But the thing is, sometimes it's not as seamless as you would like it to be. Like sometimes you just spend like days waiting for them to accept your connection because they have lives at the end of the day as well.
Yeah.
But at Inference, we have a personalized call, so you can talk to the person who's already doing the program that you would want to do. So you can ask them any questions that you may have, and they are your friends. There's a personal touch to it. It's not just a random person on the internet. And you can ask them any questions that you may have about the modules, about the teachers, about what it's like on campus, accommodation, whatever it may be. So I think that's very, very good to know what you're getting yourself into before you actually do it, which I think is very, very important. So this is on the offerings page at Inference as well. Imagine that you're doing this whole process all over again from scratch. Would there be something that you would do differently?
All right. I think since I joined Warwick straight from doing my undergrad, I think I think what would be better is probably having few years of work experience.
Definitely.
Maybe at least one, because I come here to college and then I see people with like 4 or 5 years of work experience in like this big firms. And not that I'm saying it's intimidating, which it is, but like I think when you study in the classroom, you have more like, practical idea of what happens in the workplace.
Definitely.
And with me, I think that's missing. Even though that internships, I think like, but that is a little different from like the actual work. So yeah, probably that.
Definitely, the work experience. I think
Yeah.
that's also like would be very helpful to participate in class as well.
Yeah.
Because you talk from experience
Yes,
compared to someone
yes.
who's straight fresh out of college
Yeah,
as well.
and also like when we are doing case studies and all of that stuff, they'll have a very practical approach.
Definitely.
Like I would give solutions, but then I'd have to think, wait, is it like reliable or is it like more practical? Is it doable? Like I have like very theoretical knowledge, where in the other hand, I feel like my peers that I'm very grateful for, but like they're really experienced and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
So probably getting a few years of work experience.
Would be a good thing.
Yeah.
But even if you do just want to skip right into the masters, I think that also is a good pathway as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I think because it doesn't get lost with the flow of education. Because I took a year off to work and everything, but when I came back to university, I definitely did gain more experience. But at the same time, I felt like there was this gap, and coming back to education can be like a little harder it's not difficult, it's not impossible, but it's a little harder as well. So if you're someone who's thinking whether I should wait, whether I should get work experience, and whether you just want to go straight in, it really depends on
I think
what
it's like
you're
a
looking for as well.
personal preference. Also, I
yeah.
think grass is always greener on the other side.
Definitely,
Like
yes.
I would think like Chelsea has work experience, that must be so amazing. But for you, you might be like, but she's still in the flu. I think, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So I say it all comes down to like personal preference and like where you would want to be in.
Yeah.
Tell me about the placements here. I know that in India we can get like campus placements from college. Is that how it works here? How does it work?
I don't think they have campus placements as such, but in my college, WBS has this career cell, and then they're really helpful in terms of like what job postings are available and all of that. They would keep updating everything, and they also have very nice internships and career fair. It is nice, like you go talk to the employers, and then they give you merch and all of that.
Wow.
Yeah, like such cute, silly merch. Like I had this pop socket for my phone from this brand, Next. It's like a clothing brand. Yeah. From them. And then it's nice. It's a nice scene. And you actually get to like talk to employers one-on-one, or not even employers, like just employees. And then they'll be so honest with you. You can just be like, so what is it? Like you're working there. And they'll be so honest. So that's nice. Because I think employer and employee perspective would be a little different. Yeah. So that, and WBS is really helpful in terms of like updating us with the job posting and all that stuff. But again, I think they're just showing us the way, and it's up to us to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's very good as well because you can get a lot of experience from these things. And I'm not sure if WBS has like networking events, because at Queen Mary we have networking events as well where you get to like go and communicate with employees from different universities, and they're very straightforward and they tell you exactly like,
I know.
this is how I got in.
I know.
This is what worked, which I think is really good. Like you wouldn't imagine that they would be so
They're very open about it.
Yeah, they're very transparent about it, which I think is really good. And I like the fact that WBS is so helpful. Like they won't actually put you there, but they'll help you get there.
Yeah, exactly. They won't spoon feed you like that.
Exactly, yeah. Which is most of the time, which is what happens in India, and we expect it.
Yeah.
But that's very different how it works here. But it's really good that like they handhold you through the whole
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this one time I went to a career fair, and then I asked this lady how did she get and all that, and she was so honest. She's like, I need a hiring manager. Like that is so honest because you need it, right? Yeah, they were so transparent about it. And I'm like, that is so nice.
Yeah, people are very open here, which I really, really like.
Yeah.
You certainly came here with expectations, I'm sure. We all come here with expectations. Was there any like reality versus expectation moments that you've had?
I have a funny one.
Yeah. What is it?
See, you know how in back at home, the French fries, they're like the normal standard French fries. The ones you get here, they are so chunky. Oh my god. They are so chunky, and it's like an entire meal.
Yeah.
It's so chunky.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
It's like how we get rice back home.
I know.
I get chips.
I know. Oh my god, it's so chunky, but it's nice.
Yeah.
But it gets soggy if you keep it for too long.
Yeah.
But I think that's with any French fries.
Yeah.
Also, they call it chips.
Yeah, they call it chips. It's not French fries, guys.
Yeah. Every time I search like on the Tesco website, I'm like chips. Like thinking like chips,
and call that crisps.
Crisps.
Yeah,
and then it's expensive here.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's like a reality versus expectation.
Oh, definitely. Chips, it's actually like 1.20 pounds.
That is
chips.
Expensive.
That is like we get like what 10 rupees, 20 rupees lace, right? Yeah.
If you're like a snack person, it's gonna be quite hard.
Yeah, but that's actually a good thing because you don't spend money and you don't eat junk food. But
yeah. That's good. Very good advice, Yamin.
Also, the professors here are really nice. Like they would force you to ask questions, and they're so happy. They're so sweet. They're so happy when you come to them with questions. They'll be like, and they are so experienced and seasoned. Like they're really helpful. Yeah, so that's something that I really like about the unis here.
Yeah, that's really good. I feel like professors are very approachable at this time. Like you can just go to them and ask them like the silliest question. Like you might feel like it's extremely silly, but they're very, very open to answering. And they're very happy if you even talk to them about some concerns that you may have. And the professors are very, very understanding here as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, Yamin, tell me a little bit about like your visa process. Was it like super easy, stress free, or was it like the opposite end of the spectrum, like super stressful?
Talk to me about it. It was really stressful because first of all, I think the entire process, there's so much documentation. Oh my God, it's crazy. There is
Yeah.
so much documentation.
Yeah.
And because there's a lot of documentation, you sort of get lost in the process. Like you'll keep missing this or the other document. And it's very overwhelming, very stressful. Like even though I had like an entire checklist on my notes app, and I would keep checking it off, but ticking it off, but it was still really stressful. And stuff like visa, like the process, you can't be like, oopsie, I missed something. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't be like, I forgot to get this because it's
Yeah.
actually such a serious matter, right? Your
Definitely.
entire visa could like get
Definitely.
rejected.
Definitely.
And whatever hard work you've done all
far.
these years, yeah, would just like go like that.
Yeah.
It can be really stressful.
Yeah, definitely. I can completely relate because for me as well, it was so stressful because there's so many documents. And like you have to carry all of them, and then you have to like book your visa appointment and all of these. Every country has different specifications. So if you're applying to like a bunch of different countries, that can get really overwhelming as well. So, but at Inference, we have a good team of experts who's done this like for several years, and they know exactly what they're doing. So if you want to go to study in a different specific location, then they will tell you exactly the documents that you need. They will tell you exactly what the country specifications are, because I know for some visas you have to do more, for some visas you don't have to do that much. So it depends on which country you want to go to. So, and there's only so much you can learn from the internet. But these are like a panel of really good experts that have done this for many students as well. So I'm sure that it can be very helpful if you ask them any questions that you may have about the visa, and they can tell you exactly what you need and what you don't. So I think that's a very good thing for you guys, and I'm sure it'll be very, very helpful. So do check that out on the Inference page as well. I know that a lot of students, before they choose their study destinations, they're very worried about what kind of jobs they can get after they finish their degrees. So at Warwick, like after you finish your MSc Management program, what according to you are some career prospects?
To answer to this question, I think I definitely say graduate schemes. So graduate schemes are for people who've just graduated, as the name suggests, and you don't really need much work experience. So I think probably graduate schemes, and that's what I'm personally applying to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also with graduate schemes, you have to always be on your like on the tip of your toes because
Definitely, yeah.
it's always closing or like the deadline is approaching, and with that, Warwick is really helpful.
Yeah.
They would like remind you and all of that, so it's really helpful.
I think that's really good because your university is very involved with it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing everything by yourself, and I think there's a lot of hand holding
Yes.
involved as well,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I think
yeah.
is very, very helpful as well. Since studying at Warwick can be quite challenging, considering that it's one of like the best universities, would you say that a student is able to like handle doing assignments, part-time jobs, and surviving?
No, I would definitely not say yes to that. As
Yeah.
much as I hate to admit it,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm doing a really good job because it can be really challenging,
Yeah.
especially like in terms of academics. So when I first got into Warwick, I thought, oh, I'll just get into Warwick and it's going to be all like nice after that. But I think that's the hardest part. Like once you get there, like coping with academics, and it's one of the best business school, right? So you have to like this like you can't be average as in the sense that you have to be up to the mark, so it could be really challenging. And with assignments, whew, like I just got my assignments done and it was really stressful. Like it can be really stressful, but again I think it's nice because you know how they say if you're challenged, and then that's when you get to know your potential and all of that and what you're capable of.
Yeah.
So I like to see it that way. I'm just delusional. I think I'm like the main character, and like I work, and then I'll pretty much like conquer the world. I'm kidding, but like I think that helps.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not like stressful, I feel like you're not doing university right. You're either like extremely smart.
That is such a good line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quote that.
Yeah,
That is
because
such a good
I
line.
feel like being stressed out is just a part of university. Like it's just something that comes with the whole universe. Like it's like a part of a bundle. And I feel like with especially with us international students, there's a lot more that we need to do. We need to be on our toes about finding jobs. We need to be on our toes with like meal prep, with surviving university, and all of these things. But I think that there's also like a lot of beauty attached to it. You know, like being stressed out at the same time, but also learning to do things on your own and learning to overcome, because it's preparing you to essentially go into the workforce.
Yeah.
Which
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
no, yeah, which I think is like it builds resilience as well.
Yeah. I think I'm so proud of us for like, looking at this in a good way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Also, while you were talking about meal prep, I wanted to ask, did you cook before coming here?
I had like my mom had like this training session for me where I would do like one.
So nice.
Yeah, she was like, "You're gonna have to learn to survive, so I'm gonna teach you." And it was like Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen,
Oh, wow.
like one pot please, like 15 minutes go.
She would like keep track of
Yeah,
time?
she would keep track. I mean, she was very like chill about it, but I was like so stressed and like meal prepping. So like I got a lot of experience that way, which I think was so helpful. Thank you, mom. But yeah, how was it like for you?
For me, honestly, I kind of knew how to cook, but like with everything. So I cooked for pleasure, like
Yeah.
nice leisure activity.
yeah.
But coming here, I'm cooking for survival.
Definitely.
Like, and especially juggling academics, cooking, social life. I literally feel like a single mom, like doing everything. But I think that's just building us like
Yeah,
to a
definitely.
better
Definitely.
self.
So
Yeah.
I would say that if you're an international student, you're planning to come here, like you need to be prepared. It's not gonna be
Definitely.
as
It's not for
easy as you
beginners.
think it is. Exactly. But I think that with time, like we all just build up that muscle. Just like you go to the gym and you work out and you build that muscle. We build that muscle.
I love that.
And then we get like so much stronger. And now like Yamin and I are not who we used to be, say 5 months ago. Which I think,
Definitely. Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah,
definitely.
which I think is very good, and I think this is an experience that everyone should want to go through.
Also, I feel like in terms of decision making, like now we know exactly what to prioritize, and we are like getting so much better with it.
Definitely.
And I love that for us.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's very good. So it's the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me three things that you would change about Warwick and three things that you would never want to change about Warwick.
That's a tough one. There's so many things. Okay, so for the things I would not change would probably be the professors. As I mentioned earlier, they're like, oh, I love them. They're really good. They put a lot of efforts, and then they're always so happy when you come with doubts and all of that stuff. And I like how they would always add like a bit of humorous like stuff, like a bit of humor in the lectures and all of that. So it keeps us engaging. And second thing would be, oh, my accommodation. Okay,
Yeah,
I stay on campus.
Okay, yeah.
And it's beautiful. Oh my God, the view, everything is beautiful. And as I said, like, you have like summers, you're stressing out, but you're like, at least I have a beautiful view.
Yeah,
Like that. Yeah, so
exactly.
it's really nice that way. And did I tell you we see bunnies on our campus?
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
you'll find bunnies at night. It's so cute.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
just
a little sanctuary.
yeah, that just makes your day. So that is nice. And things I would I have one, a really good one. Things I would change. Tesco is Tesco. That's the supermarket here. It's too far from my accommodation. It's too far. It's like 15 minutes walk. Bear with me. It's fine. 15 minutes
Yeah.
walk while going, but while
Coming
coming,
back
oh my
with
God, with the
road.
stuff.
Yeah.
And if it's rain, it's
Yeah.
over.
I know.
It's the end of the world. It's too much work. Too much work. But again, character development. Yeah. And then the second thing, it's also a good one. Second thing is, so in our accommodation we have fobs, like the keys,
Yeah.
and every time you go out, even if like you're just stepping out of your room, you have to take it with you because if you don't, it just gets locked automatically.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So every time you come inside your room, every time, okay, you have it gets locked and you have to have that with you. And I think it's for security reasons and all of that, but the drawback to it is you keep getting locked out and it's so annoying, especially at midnights. Just imagine this Chelsea. You're like, nice, you want to fill my water bottle? You forget your key, you're in the kitchen, you're like, shit, I don't have my key.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you have to go to Senate House. It's like 10 minutes away. But again, it's night. It's not fun, right? Because like it's
That's
so
awful.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's sad when that happens.
Yeah.
But that's something I would probably change. And I think that's it.
Don't forget your keys if you're gonna live in student accommodation.
Yes.
In Warwick.
It's stressful.
Yeah. What is the most bizarre thing or surprising thing that you've experienced at uni?
Bizarre. Okay, I don't think bizarre is the word for what I'm gonna say. It's a little too strong. Probably surprise. We have bubble tea society. Yeah, there's a society for everything in Warwick. And I was just scrolling to it. I'm like, oh, let me see what I want to join. And they had bubble tea society. I'm like, bubble tea society. It's actually so cute.
Someone would have been so passionate about bubble tea to have an entire organization
I know.
around it.
I know. What do they do even? I wonder. Because you can just drink bubble tea anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. I'm curious to find out.
Yeah, this society for everything. We have Taylor Swift Society.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we have like 5 different boxing societies, like Thai boxing,
Like
this
a
boxing.
between each
Yeah. They
Yeah.
play against each
Yeah.
other and all that.
Wow.
So if you're into sports, I think they're like inter-department and all of that stuff. I'm not into that. So.
Something for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What was it like for you, like when you moved to the UK, like making friends, like in Coventry? Because I know that Coventry is a lot smaller than it is London. So
Mm-hmm.
how is it like, making friends at university? What was it like for you?
Hot topic.
Hot
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have good
hot
friends.
take.
Yes. So, in terms of, I think the way I would see it is in terms of making Indian friends, it's quite easy because you have so much similarity,
Definitely,
right?
yes.
Especially like when you move to a bigger world, you find
Definitely.
like similarities, and then you get along really well. In terms of that, I think it's easy.
Yeah.
But I think the challenging part is making international friends, and
Yeah.
I think that's what we are here for
Definitely.
the
The
international
international
exposure.
exposure.
Yeah. So I think that part could be a little challenging.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's really good because I know for a fact that like a lot of international students, like when they come to study abroad, it can be like a little difficult to make friends, especially because it's different from undergrad. When you come to do your masters, there's people from different age groups as well.
Oh, I would. Plus one,
Yeah,
plus one. I would definitely agree to this.
exactly, because there's people, some people are taking 2 years off to work and they're coming back to
Oh,
university, so they're sometimes a lot older than you, a lot more
Hmm.
experienced than you.
No experience like us.
No experience, yeah. So it can be a little difficult to establish common ground, I would say.
Oh,
So
definitely.
yeah, this is why the championship bundle comes into the picture. So if you're part of the championship bundle, you probably like we have a lot of networking events where you can connect with a lot of different people who have probably done the same program as you, want to work in the same university. I mean, same job that they want to do and whatever it may be. Like you have so many opportunities to connect with different people. So when you come to study here, you don't feel alone. You feel like you at least know one or two people that have already been through the same things that you're probably going to go through, which I think is really good and not making you feel like you're all here by yourself. So this is on the offerings page at Inforens, so definitely go and check that out as well. Okay, now we're in the most fun part of the podcast, which is called the Spill the Beans session. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and you have to answer with the first thing that comes into your mind. Okay?
Sounds stressful.
I think you can do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's do it. Why do you think someone should come or not come to your university?
I think everyone should definitely come to University of Warwick because of how it's like really highly ranked, and also like as I said previously, it's so beautiful the campus, and also the professors. As I keep mentioning how nice they are, I think you should definitely come. Although it's a little hard to get in, but I'm sure you guys will help.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
What are some things that you can do for fun at Coventry?
Since I stay on campus, I don't go out, as in like out of the campus very often. But I think the Warwick Castle would be really nice. Yeah, that is one thing. And if you stay on campus, or even if you don't stay on campus, if you're a uni student there, we have this massive sports and well-being center. You have everything from bouldering, swimming, squash, gym, everything. So I think if you're
Wow.
like in gym and all of that, not even
Like a
gym,
fitness
yeah,
freak.
if you're like a
Or you want
fitness
to try
freak,
something new.
yeah. It's really good.
Something for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also societies.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned,
Yeah.
there's something for everyone.
Wow, that's
Yes.
fun. I mean, I think this is one way you can always be entertained no matter
Yeah.
what. Yeah, which is really good.
And meet new people.
Yeah, definitely
Yes.
meet new people. Okay, describe Coventry in 3 words.
Describing Coventry. I'd say dry.
Okay.
But dry as in it's a little dead compared to London.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the reason. Wait, dead, not dry. Dead would be a good word, yes.
Yeah.
And probably, oh, beautiful. It's breathtakingly beautiful, especially during fall. Oh my god, I'm gonna keep saying this. It's beautiful. And another thing would be, oh, it's way cheaper than London.
Mm-hmm.
Way cheaper.
Yeah, you sold me on that.
Yeah,
I'm definitely moving to Coventry.
It's way cheaper. Like London spending like money in London hurts your pocket.
Yeah.
And your heart and your
Yeah.
soul and your being. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. So that's
You've sold
3
me.
words I describe Coventry in.
I'm moving to Coventry. Okay, now this question is a bit, I don't know, might be a little, maybe easy or hard to answer depending on you, but Indian chai or British tea?
Definitely Indian chai. Definitely 100%.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, but actually I've never tried British tea.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not missing out on much. Yeah. What is the biggest culture shock you've had?
Culture shock. Here, like in the UK?
Yes.
Um, I think I wouldn't say it's a culture shock, but I think people here are very fit.
Yes.
Like us international students,
Yeah.
we'd be like we'll be wearing like layer of
Yeah.
sweaters,
Yeah.
jackets, and all that.
Yeah.
We'll be shivering literally,
Yeah.
and then like a British person would just cross
Running with
running
shorts.
shorts. Yeah, and it's like literally drizzling. They're built different, but that's a good thing. They're really fit.
Yeah.
And even in the gym, like they're old people, like they're working out, taking care of themselves. So that's I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah. I really like how they prioritize fitness
Oh
here.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah. Okay. If Coventry was a flavor, what would it taste like and why?
These are difficult questions. Coventry is a flavor, vanilla.
Vanilla. Okay.
Because I think because vanilla is really basic, but in a good way. Like you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
So like that, but also there's not much happening. So that's why.
That's
Yeah, but in a
good.
good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do love. I mean, you can do a lot with vanilla. Add some chocolates,
Yes.
everything. So it's like up to you how you like make
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that comes to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much, Yamin, for being a part of our
Thank you for
podcast.
having me.
It's been great having this conversation with you. For those of you who are planning to go to Warwick Business School, I hope that this podcast has been extremely helpful. All of the offerings that we were talking about is on the Inforens page. So do make sure to go and check that out. Hopefully, we'll get to meet you in the UK or wherever you get to go and have a really nice day ahead. Bye bye.